Well, you're likely facing the classic small bedroom challenge.
Hmm.
That feeling like your space is dictating what you can and can't do, how comfortable and stylish it can be. We get it.
That's the common one.
This isn't just another generic design chat, it's your personal shortcut. We've sifted through the details to extract the core insights that will help you see your small bedroom not as a limitation, but, as a launch pad for clever and beautiful design.
Exactly. It's remarkable how a smaller footprint can actually spark really intentional, innovative thinking. Forget feeling stuck.
Right.
Our goal today is to provide you with a clear understanding of how thoughtful design, from selecting furniture that truly works for the space, to playing with the nuances of light, color, and texture, can completely transform a small bedroom into a space that feels both open and, well, intimately yours.
Okay, so let's jump right into something that has a huge impact. Light and color. Our sources really zeroed in on the power of natural daylight.
Huge impact.
It's not just about brightening the room. It fundamentally changes how spacious it feels. And I was particularly struck by the mention of floor-to-ceiling wooden framed windows.
Yes.
That seamless visual link to the outside. It's like the room just keeps going, isn't it?
It really does blur those boundaries. What's interesting to consider is the psychological effect. Studies have shown a strong connection between natural light exposure and our circadian rhythms, impacting mood, even sleep quality.
Oh, interesting.
So maximizing that natural light isn't just about aesthetics, it's about well-being.
That makes perfect sense. Now, when it comes to the overall color scheme, the consistent advice seems to be a neutral base. Think whites, creams, beiges.
Right, classic.
It's intuitive, right? They bounce light around, creating that airy feel. But the key seems to be layering in accent colors, those touches of earthy greens, sapphire blues, or even a subtle burnt orange or blush.
Exactly, it's about adding personality.
Yeah, without overwhelming the limited space.
Precisely. Think of the neutral base as a calm canvas. Those accent colors, introduced through cushions, throws, or carefully chosen artwork, act as focal points and add depth. It's all about creating a visual harmony where, no single element shouts too loudly in the confines of a smaller room.
And it's not just about the paint can, is it?
Not at all.
The idea of incorporating wall textures, things like clay plaster, stucco, or even a textured wallpaper adds this tactile dimension. You can almost feel it. And focusing a textured wall behind the bed, that seems like a brilliant way to establish a focal point without taking up any precious square footage.
It really engages another sense. Texture adds a layer of richness that a flat surface just can't replicate.
True.
Placing it behind the bed naturally draws the eye, creating a subtle backdrop that adds depth and character without making the room feel smaller. It also prompts the question, how do you want to feel in this space? Texture plays a big role in that emotional connection.
Let's move on to furniture. This is where smart choices can truly make or break a small bedroom.
Absolutely critical.
Beds with built-in storage seem like such a logical solution. Low-profile frames with those hidden drawers underneath for linens, off-season clothing. It's such an efficient way to declutter, right? And avoid the need for extra storage pieces that eat up floor space.
The low-profile aspect is key from a visual standpoint. By keeping the bed closer to the ground, you actually expose more of the wall and floor, which contributes significantly to that feeling of openness.
Ah, okay.
And when you consider how much space is often wasted under a standard bed frame, those built-in drawers are a real game changer for maximizing usable storage.
And I was really drawn to the tip about floating nightstands.
Yes, love those.
Just that little sliver of space underneath it allows more of the floor to be visible, and suddenly the room feels a bit lighter, doesn't it?
It really does.
It's such a simple design tweak, but seems to have a surprisingly big impact.
Absolutely. It's all about maximizing what we call negative space. By lifting the nightstands off the floor, you create a sense of airiness, and this also opens up possibilities for designer lighting. Instead of a bulky table lamp consuming surface area, you might consider, say, sculptural pendants, sleek wall sconces, or even stylish paper lanterns.
Right, because a traditional table lamp can really dominate a small nightstand.
Totally.
The concept of multifunctional furniture also kept popping up in our sources. Storage ottomans that can double as seating, fold-down desks that disappear when not in use, nesting stools. These are the real unsung heroes of a small bedroom, aren't they?
They truly are. In a limited space, each piece of furniture needs to be versatile.
Yeah.
These multifunctional items provide flexibility, allowing the room to adapt to different needs throughout the day without feeling crowded. Think about a storage ottoman at the foot of the bed, instant seating, a place to rest your feet, and hidden storage for extra blankets or pillows. It's genius.
And then there's this wonderful emphasis on embracing natural materials. It's about bringing a bit of the outdoors in, isn't it?
Definitely. Creates warmth.
Reclaimed wood, rattan, linen, ceramics, they seem to add so much warmth and character. A woven headboard feels so much more inviting than something purely synthetic, and a simple ceramic planter adds a touch of organic beauty.
What's interesting is how these natural materials often possess inherent textures and subtle variations in color that add depth without feeling visually overwhelming.
Right.
They create a tactile richness and foster a connection with the natural world, which can contribute to a more calming and grounded atmosphere in your bedroom.
And you can't really talk about bringing the outdoors in without mentioning plants.
Of course, plants.
They're not just aesthetically pleasing, they actually improve air quality and bring a sense of life to a room. A strategically placed large leafy plant in a corner or some trailing greenery hanging from a shelf, and our sources pointed out how they also have this visual trick of drawing the eye upwards, making the ceiling feel a little higher.
That vertical element is crucial in maximizing the perceived space. By encouraging the eye to travel upwards, plants help to visually, elongate the room. Plus, the natural green tones introduce a refreshing and calming element to the overall color palette.
Now let's dive into the world of textiles. Layering them seems to be key to adding a sense of luxury and also subtly defining different zones within a small bedroom.
Texture and comfort, yeah.
A textured throw draped across the end of the bed, some patterned cushions on a simple duvet, it instantly elevates the look and feels more inviting. And the idea of using natural fiber rugs like jute or wool, that can really anchor the bed and create a sense of a distinct sleeping area.
Absolutely. Textiles introduce layers of comfort and visual interest. The interplay between different textures, a smooth linen duvet cover, a chunky knit throw, a nubby wool rug, creates a tactile experience that enhances the overall feeling of coziness and sophistication. And as you mentioned, a rug can act as a visual anchor, defining the sleeping zone even in a very compact space.
And let's not overlook the power of smart and seamless storage. We touched on beds with built-in drawers, but the concept of vertical storage solutions like wall-mounted shelves seems so essential for small bedrooms.
Definitely. Get things off the floor.
They free up valuable floor space for books, decorative items, and just, breathing room. And those built-in wardrobes with handleless fronts, they almost disappear into the wall, creating a really clean and streamlined look.
The key here is to really maximize the vertical dimension. Walls become prime real estate for storage, drawing the eye upwards and away from the limited floor area.
Right.
And those handleless fronts on built-in wardrobes contribute to that seamless aesthetic, minimizing visual clutter and making the room feel more spacious and well-organized.
And if you do have a little bit of open space at the foot of the bed, a dual-purpose piece like a stylish vintage trunk that also offers storage, or a bench that lifts up to reveal extra space inside, seems like such an intelligent way to get more functionality without increasing the furniture footprint.
It's about being resourceful and selecting pieces that can pull double duty. These types of items not only provide practical storage or seating, but can also add a unique design element to the room. Adds character.
Now let's talk about injecting some personality with curated artwork and decor. Our sources emphasize that it should be expressive but not overwhelming.
Balance is key.
A single impactful piece of abstract art or a thoughtfully arranged gallery wall can really complement the color scheme and become a central focus.
The emphasis here is on curated. It's about selecting pieces that truly resonate with you and reflect your personal style rather than just, filling empty spaces. A well-chosen piece of art can make a powerful statement and add a significant layer of personality to a small room.
And of course, we can't forget the almost magical effect of mirrors.
The secret weapon.
Strategically placed large mirrors, and those circular or arch-shaped ones are so on trend right now, can bounce light around the room and create the incredible illusion of a much larger space. It almost feels like a design superpower for small rooms.
It truly is a powerful tool. The reflective quality of mirrors can dramatically alter our perception of a room's size and how light travels within it.
Yeah.
Placing a large mirror opposite a window is particularly effective at amplifying the natural light and expanding the visual boundaries of the space.
And when it comes to those smaller decorative accessories, it really seems to be about intention. A few carefully chosen standout pieces that reflect your personality, a beautiful ceramic bowl you picked up on a trip, a thoughtfully stacked collection of design books are so much more impactful than lots of little trinkets that can end up feeling like clutter in a small space.
Exactly. It's about quality over quantity. Selecting a few well-considered items that you genuinely love adds character and charm without making the space feel visually busy or chaotic. Less is more, often.
Layered and adaptable lighting, this feels absolutely crucial for setting the right mood in a small bedroom.
Fundamental.
Combining ceiling fixtures for general illumination, bedside lamps for focused task lighting, and even subtle hidden LED strips for ambient warmth gives you so much control. And the difference between the color temperature of light that shift from warm, relaxing tones in the evening to cooler, more energizing tones in the morning can really transform the entire feeling of the room, can't it?
It's transformative. Lighting is fundamental to creating different atmospheres within a small space. The ability to adjust the intensity and color temperature allows you to transition seamlessly from a bright and functional daytime setting to a cozy and relaxing nighttime retreat.
And for maximizing every inch, our sources highlighted wall-mounted reading lights and those little built-in niches beside the bed.
So clever.
Such ingenious alternatives to bulky table lamps and traditional nightstands that can take up valuable surface area.
These are excellent space-saving solutions that maintain functionality without encroaching on precious surface space. Niches in particular offer a sleek and integrated way to keep essential items close at hand without adding visual clutter.
Now let's consider window treatments. It's about so much more than just privacy, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Texture, light control.
It's about carefully balancing the amount of light you let in and also adding another layer of texture to the room. Sheer curtains can filter that beautiful soft light, while layering with heavier drapes can not only frame the windows elegantly, but also provide insulation and block out light when needed.
Right.
And the texture of the fabrics themselves, the contrast between smooth linens and chunky knits, for example, adds another layer of visual richness.
The interplay of different fabric weights and textures at the window adds significant visual interest and depth. Sheer curtains offer a soft diffusion of natural light, creating a gentle ambiance, while heavier drapes provide privacy and a sense of enclosure, contributing to a feeling of coziness and sound dampening too.
Even those often overlooked architectural details can play a significant role in a small bedroom.
The bones of the room.
Things like creating arched niches in the walls, incorporating built-in shelving, and using recessed lighting are all about maximizing every available inch without introducing extra furniture that takes up valuable floor space.
Right.
And if you're lucky enough to have higher ceilings, playing with verticality, using a tall headboard, hanging long, slender mirrors, or even installing vertical paneling on a wall can really enhance the overall proportions of the room and make it feel less cramped.
These architectural elements create a sense of permanence and intention. They integrate storage and design features seamlessly into the structure of the room itself, which not only maximizes space, but also contributes to a more cohesive and visually appealing flow.
And bringing in those strategic color accents and thoughtfully considering the finishes of your furniture can add so much contrast and visual interest against that neutral backdrop we discussed earlier.
Yeah, those little details.
Introducing bolder tones and smaller decorative elements and choosing complementary finishes like matte black hardware, a soft oak for a bedside table, or touches of brass or brushed nickel in lighting fixtures can really elevate the entire look and feel.
These details add personality and prevent a neutral space from feeling monotonous. They act as the finishing touches that tie everything together and demonstrate a considered approach to the overall design.
I particularly like the idea of embracing what our sources called controlled visual drama in a small space.
Ooh, intriguing phrase.
That one carefully chosen feature wall with a patterned wallpaper, whether it's a botanical print, a geometric design, or an abstract motif, can become such a strong and captivating centerpiece as long as it's balanced out with simpler and quieter elements elsewhere in the room.
Right, you don't want it to shout too loudly.
Exactly. And incorporating sculptural decor, like a uniquely shaped ceramic lamp or a textured woven wall hanging, can add artistic flair without being overly dominant or taking up too much space.
It's about creating a focal point that draws the eye and adds visual interest without overwhelming the limited space. The key is that it's controlled, a deliberate statement that is balanced by more understated elements in the rest of the room, creating a sense of harmony.
Even the choices you make for flooring contribute to the overall feeling of the space. Opting for pale wood or polished concrete can create a really grounded and clean foundation.
That's the stage.
And then you can layer in strategic rugs, a soft, plush one underfoot right by the bed for added comfort, or a longer woven runner to add texture and visually break up the floor plan.
The flooring provides the base upon which the entire room's design is built. Light and clean options help to visually expand the space, making it feel brighter and more open, while rugs add essential warmth, texture, and can be very effective in subtly defining different functional areas within the room.
And it all comes back to having a really thoughtful layout, doesn't it?
Fundamentally, yes. Flow is everything.
Making sure walkways are clear and easy to navigate, positioning the bed to really take advantage of any natural light sources, and then selecting furniture that's appropriately scaled for the room, opting for slim profiles, rounded edges to soften the look, and those brilliant multifunctional pieces we talked about earlier.
A well-considered layout is absolutely fundamental in this small space.
Yeah.
It ensures both functionality and a sense of flow, preventing the room from feeling cramped or difficult to move around in. Choosing furniture that's properly scaled to the dimensions of the room is essential for maintaining visual harmony and preventing any one piece from dominating the space.
We touched on the idea of connecting to the outdoors earlier with large windows, but even if you don't have a sprawling garden just outside, incorporating vertical planters can bring that essential sense of green life and visual expansion to a small balcony or even just a sunny windowsill.
Every little bit of greenery helps to foster that connection with nature and create a feeling of openness. Vertical planters are a particularly ingenious solution for spaces with limited horizontal room, allowing you to bring the outdoors in without sacrificing valuable floor or surface area.
Even the ceiling, which is so often overlooked in design discussion.
The fifth wall.
Right. Adding light wood slats, painting existing beams, or even applying a subtle plaster finish can add a surprising amount of subtle enhancement and visual interest. And a well-chosen pendant light fixture that draws the eye upwards can really create a sense of volume and make a small room feel less boxy.
Treating the ceiling as another design surface can add a layer of sophistication and prevent the room from feeling enclosed. Architectural or decorative details that encourage the eye to travel upwards can indeed create the illusion of greater height and spaciousness.
And ultimately, it seems to boil down to a sense of intentionality and really personalizing the space, doesn't it?
Absolutely, making it yours.
Choosing each piece deliberately for both its aesthetic appeal and its functional purpose, and really designing for how you want the space to actually feel when you're in it, filling it with objects that resonate with your own personal history and interests.
Exactly. It's about creating a space that is not only visually pleasing, but also truly supports your well-being and reflects your unique identity. Every element should have a purpose and contribute to the overall feeling of comfort and sanctuary that you want to achieve in your bedroom.
I really appreciated how our sources emphasize designing with all of your senses in mind, not just sight, but also considering the tactile experience of different materials, the overall symphony of comfort created by all the elements working together.
The holistic view.
And even acknowledging how subtle sounds can contribute to the room's overall personality.
Engaging multiple senses elevates the entire experience of being in the room. It's not just about how it looks, but also how it feels underfoot, how soft the blankets are, how the air smells, and even the subtle sounds that contribute to the overall ambiance. This holistic approach creates a much richer and more satisfying environment.
And the concept of creating little transitions and designing for micro-routines within the space is so smart.
Little daily rituals.
A small, calming entry vignette to signal a shift towards stillness. Strategically placing hooks for your robe or a tray for your skincare products to support your daily habits. These small, thoughtful details can make a surprisingly big difference in how you experience the room on a daily basis.
These considered design choices create a sense of flow and support your daily rhythms and routines. They make the room feel more intuitive and tailored to your specific needs, contributing to a more seamless and enjoyable experience of the space.
And the great news is, it doesn't have to break the bank.
Not at all. Creativity counts.
The power of creative, cost-effective design really shone through in our sources. Repurposed items like using an old ladder as a unique organizer or a vintage wooden crate as a characterful nightstand can add so much charm and personality. It's really about intention and a bit of ingenuity rather than just spending a lot of money.
That's absolutely right. Often, the most impactful design elements are those that are personal and unique, and they don't necessarily come with a high price tag. It's about seeing potential in unexpected places and embracing a more resourceful approach to decorating.
The discussion around symmetry and asymmetry was also quite insightful.
Finding the balance.
While symmetry can create a feeling of calm and order, strategically introducing a single, bold, asymmetrical accent piece can inject character and prevent the room from feeling too static or predictable. It's about finding that perfect balance between harmony and visual interest.
The interplay between symmetry and asymmetry creates visual interest and prevents the room from feeling either too chaotic or too rigidly formal. A touch of asymmetry can add a sense of dynamism and personality, while symmetrical elements can provide a sense of calm and balance.
And the headboard really emerged as a centerpiece in our discussions.
Definitely a focal point opportunity.
It truly acts as a storytelling surface, whether it's a plush upholstered design, a warm wooden panel, a unique wall-mounted piece, or even a beautiful tapestry. It really has the power to set the overall tone and style of the entire room.
The headboard is a prime opportunity to make a significant design statement and add texture, color, or visual interest to the sleeping area. It acts as a natural backdrop for the bed and can greatly influence the overall aesthetic and feeling of the room.
Even thinking about layering texture vertically with elements like a textured macrame wall hanging or a wall finished with a subtly textured clay plaster is a clever way to add depth and visual interest without taking up any precious horizontal space.
Utilizing vertical surfaces for adding texture is an ingenious way to introduce visual richness and depth, drawing the eye upwards and enhancing the sense of spaciousness in a small room.
And let's not forget the impact of texturing the floor with layered rugs. That feeling of softness underfoot not only adds physical comfort, but also contributes to the overall visual interest and coziness of the room.
Layered rugs add warmth, texture, and visual complexity to the floor, creating a more inviting and grounded feeling. They can also help to define different areas within a small space. Adds so much comfort.
We revisited wall-mounted storage, and it's worth reiterating just how much those floating shelves and thoughtfully placed wall-mounted lights can elevate those key touch points and keep valuable surface areas clear and uncluttered.
By keeping surfaces clear and utilizing vertical space, wall-mounted solutions contribute significantly to a feeling of spaciousness and order in a small room. They also create a more streamlined and visually appealing environment.
Yeah.
Super practical.
And mirrors, those invaluable design allies. We really can't emphasize enough just how effective strategically placed tall mirrors and even mirrored closet doors can be for their ability to reflect light and instantly make a room feel so much larger and brighter.
They are truly indispensable tools for maximizing both natural and artificial light and creating the illusion of greater square footage, making even the most compact rooms feel significantly more open and airy. Magic, basically.
For those of you navigating shared small bedrooms, our sources offer some really practical tips on creating clear boundaries and establishing a shared aesthetic.
Tricky, but doable.
Things like utilizing dual-purpose furniture, considering bunk beds or lofted beds to free up floor space, even simply dividing wall colors or incorporating personal lighting for each person can make a world of difference in creating a harmonious environment.
In shared living spaces, clearly defining individual zones and ensuring that each person has their own functional and personal areas is absolutely crucial for maintaining privacy, comfort, and a sense of personal space. Thoughtful furniture choices and subtle visual cues can help achieve this balance.
And we came back to the often neglected ceiling, simply painting it a soft complementary hue or adding subtle wallpaper or even introducing thin wooden battens or delicate beams can really create an illusion of height and add a touch of unexpected architectural interest without overwhelming the space.
Treating the ceiling as an active design element can significantly enhance the overall feeling of the room, adding visual interest and contributing to a greater sense of spaciousness and architectural detail. Don't ignore the fifth wall.
Considering the role of sound in a bedroom is so important for truly creating a sense of escape and tranquility.
Oh, crucial for rest.
Incorporating thicker curtains, upholstered wall panels, layered rugs, and even bookshelves filled with books can all help to absorb unwanted noise and create a much more serene and restful environment.
Creating acoustic serenity is key to a truly restful bedroom. These sound-damping elements help to minimize distractions and create a more peaceful and relaxing atmosphere conducive to sleep and rejuvenation. makes a huge difference.
We really expanded on window treatment choices, highlighting how combining sheer drapes for soft, diffused light during the day and blackout curtains for complete privacy and darkness at night offers incredible flexibility.
Best of both worlds.
And how layering these different treatments adds depth, texture, and a real sense of visual balance.
Combining different types of window treatments provides you with maximum control over light and privacy, while simultaneously adding layers of texture and visual interest to the window area, enhancing both the functionality and the aesthetic of the room.
And the often underestimated power of scent. It has the remarkable ability to immediately transform the energy of a room, with different aromas evoking different moods and sensations.
So true. Instant mood shift.
It's such a subtle yet incredibly impactful design tool that can really personalize your space.
Scent engages our olfactory sense and can have a profound and immediate effect on our mood and emotions. Utilizing diffusers, scented candles, or even fresh botanicals allows you to curate a specific atmosphere in your bedroom, promoting relaxation, invigoration, or any other feeling you desire.
We built further on the idea of incorporating those micro-routines into the space, really thinking about your essential bedside items and your wind-down habits before sleep, and how the thoughtful placement of things can truly support the flow of your daily life within the room.
Designing with your daily routines in mind makes the space more functional and enjoyable to live in. Thoughtful placement of everyday items creates a sense of ease and supports a smoother, more mindful experience of your bedroom, making life easier.
And we delve deeper into creating those distinct lighting zones within the bedroom. The ambient lighting for overall illumination, task lighting for specific activities like reading, and accent lighting to highlight particular features.
Layers of light.
This layered approach gives you incredible control over the overall vibe and functionality of the space.
Layered lighting is essential for creating a dynamic and adaptable space. The ability to control different light sources allows you to customize the atmosphere of your bedroom to suit various activities and times of day, enhancing its functionality and overall mood. We even looked at how choosing warmer white light bulbs for bedside lamps can promote a more relaxing ambience.
We revisited the concept of furniture that moves with you, those ingenious fold-down desks and nesting stools, and really emphasized how that inherent mobility translates to greater flexibility and adaptability, especially when space is at a premium.
Flexible furniture is invaluable in a small room. Its ability to be easily reconfigured or stored away allows the space to adapt to different needs, preventing it from feeling static or overly crowded. Keeps things dynamic.
And ultimately, personalization truly is the final and most important layer, those cherished pieces of art you've collected, framed notes from loved ones, or beloved collections displayed thoughtfully.
The heart of the room.
These are the elements that truly claim the space and make it uniquely yours.
Personal touches are what transform a well-designed room into a home. Incorporating items that hold personal meaning and reflect your individual story infuses the space with warmth, character, and a sense of belonging. Makes it feel lived in.
So when it comes to small bedrooms, remember big potential.
Absolutely.
It's all about consciously curating rather than just accumulating, and always prioritizing your personal comfort and a sense of authenticity above all else.
Absolutely. It's about making intentional choices, prioritizing what truly matters to you, and understanding how all these different design elements work together to create a cohesive, harmonious, and ultimately a deeply personal space.
And that, I think, is where the real magic lies. It's not about dwelling on the perceived limitations of a small space. It's about actively exploring and embracing all the wonderful possibilities of what you can create within it.
Precisely. By shifting your focus from limitations to creative solutions, you can transform even the smallest bedroom into a truly special and inspiring sanctuary.
We further explored the idea of zoning in compact rooms, creating those subtle but effective mental and physical divisions for different activities, whether it's a cozy reading nook, a designated journaling space, or a compact dressing area.
Little zones, yeah.
And we discussed how you can use things like changes in lighting and strategic styling with rugs, cushions, and plants to act as visual cues that define these different zones.
Zoning is a powerful strategy for maximizing the functionality of a small space. By creating distinct areas for different activities, you make the room feel larger and more versatile, allowing you to comfortably engage in various tasks without feeling cramped.
And we really expanded on the importance of supporting your daily rituals, thoughtfully designing for both your energizing morning routines and your calming evening wind-down habits.
Morning and night routines, yes.
And how even the most subtle placement of items can create a gentle choreography that supports your overall well-being and the flow of your day.
Designing with your daily rituals in mind enhances the functionality and enjoyment of your bedroom. Thoughtful placement of essential items and the creation of dedicated zones for specific activities contribute to a smoother, more mindful, and ultimately more satisfying experience of your personal space.
Scent as a potent design tool, we really dove into how different aromas can instantly transform the energy of your bedroom, offering more specific examples like invigorating eucalyptus for the morning or calming chamomile for promoting restful sleep,
Aromatherapy in design.
and emphasizing the importance of keeping those scents subtle and inviting.
If you found this video helpful or inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Interior Blockchain Studio for more expert design ideas, trends, and creative inspiration. Your support helps us bring you even more amazing content, so make sure to turn on notifications and stay updated with our latest uploads. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.